I'm a certified personal trainer and nutritionist, and today I have a ballet, Pilates, and yoga stretch and tone workout for flexibility, balance, grace, and mild toning. So a stretch and tone is sort of like a series of various workouts that I've done or that are on my channel, and they incorporate stretching and toning exercises, obviously, which is why I just stretch and tone. And normally, and for this one in particular, there's no really warm up or cool down. It starts out kind of easy, so it gets a little harder, and then it eases up a bit towards the end, but there's not like a designated warm up or cool down. And it could be a standalone workout, or you could kind of add it in as a burnout or warm up to a workout that you want to do. So it's up to you. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel, and if you'd like to help contribute, if you go to my channel page, in the About, there's a link for donations. Before we begin, I also have a spirit lifter to share with you. It says, "Others may laugh at things about which he feels guilty, but for him, they are the values upon which he rests his existence." And I like this a lot, because this is something that I did not learn until maybe the last year. And so what would happen is I would constantly feel guilty about things. And what this would mean is wanting to please other people. So if I couldn't do something that someone wanted, I'd feel bad about it. And it would be like that for everything. Like if I wanted to spend time with someone and they told me they had other plans, so I made other plans, and then they called me later and were like, "Can you hang out?" but I had already engaged in other plans, then I'd feel bad because then I'd lose time with them. And then there'd be other things too, like if I was feeling not very well and my son wanted me to do something and I told him I was too tired, then I'd feel guilty. And it took a long time. So how I initially started to break away from this pattern is by realizing that I didn't always have to do what people wanted, or not always have to catch the ball. So I would try to tell myself you don't always have to jump when people want you to. But then I started to learn that it was more about forgiveness. So sometimes when we think about forgiveness, we think about just forgiving other people for the wrongs they have done, or for asking God for forgiveness, but that's not always it. Sometimes you need to forgive yourself for what you might regret, or what you might have not done, or for something that you did do and you should not feel bad about it. And then once you've forgiven yourself, you should move on and be done with it. So I have a little story about forgiveness, and it goes like this. A young boy steals money from his father so he can go to the store to buy himself candy that he knows his father will tell him no, that he cannot buy. Well, he feels immensely guilty about deceiving his father, especially when he learns that his father didn't have money for his own lunch that day. So he goes to his dad and tells him what he has done and says, Father, please forgive me." And then his father says, "I see that you feel remorse for what you've done. I forgive you." Well, then the next day, the boy continues to feel guilty. So he goes back to his father and he says, Father, please forgive me." And his father says, "Yesterday I had told you I had already forgiven you. Let's not think about this again. I've already forgiven you." And every day, the boy continues to tell his father to please forgive him. Well, that is what it's like to forgive yourself, is you no longer need to beat yourself up for it. You just move on. And you do not live in the regret for yesterday, but you live in the today and for what you can do at this time. So with that being said, we can begin our workout. The first thing that we'll be doing are spear arms in a fold. So this is going to stretch along the side of the body, and it's also going to mildly tone the obliques and then stretch the back of the legs. So you bring one arm up, one below, you're going to lean to each side, and then fold. So we'll do that 8 times. Our next exercise is a triangle with a 1, 2, 3 front lift. So the yoga move is the triangle, and then the front lift is taken from ballet. So you'll stand with your legs apart, hold down, briefly stretch the hamstring, and then with this front leg you lift 1, 2, 3. And this is going to work the quad and hip flexor and challenge your balance. So we're going to do 6 and then switch. Then we're on to our next exercise, which is a ballet lunge, and we're doing an arabesque, then a warrior 3. So a ballet lunge is like a side lunge, except your leg comes out at sort of a diagonal. So like this, arabesque, and then you'll come into your warrior 3. And we're going to do 6 on each side. So once you've done 6, switch. Then we're on to our next exercise, which is going to be based off Pilates. So we're coming to the ground. We're going to do a full arm rotation variation of 100 and then a teaser. So you begin laying on your back with your legs up. This is going to help eliminate any gapping between the floor, whatever surface you're on, and your back. You bring your arms up overhead. You're going to rotate forward, back. During this time, your head is lifted off the floor just a couple inches, and your nose is pointed towards the ceiling. Once you've done that, you're going to hug your legs, and then come out, and then back. So we're going to do that 8 times. our next exercise, which is a standing leg circle and a side badminton. So it's going to strengthen the muscles around the hip, challenge the balance, and it's going to work the inner and outer thigh. So you're going to bear your weight on one leg, lift one off the ground, circle forward, backward, and then badminton side. So we're going to do 8 on each side. Then we're on to our next exercise, which is going to be a side passe and then a beat up. So you're going to drag your foot along your leg, kick out, bring it down, beat up. So do 8 on each side. This is going to work the inner and outer thigh, and it really burns the hips, especially after what we've already been doing. Next, we have a rond de jambe to a warrior one. So you're going to rotate your leg around and then come right into your warrior one. So we're going to do that for 8 on each side. On to our last exercise, which are going to be 10 hip shakes and then a child. So a hip shake is you're going to get into a kneel and your butt is not going to touch your feet. You're going to be leaning back so you feel your butt and your quads engaged, but you're not going to be sitting on your feet. So you're going to hold yourself up here, and then you're going to squeeze a lemon with your oblique. So you're going to shake your butt. Times, and then you get to sit on your feet and go into a child. So we're going to 3 times, and it strengthens the quads, the glutes, and the hips. It also mildly tones the obliques. So let's go. And that concludes our stretch and tone that is utilizing yoga, ballet, and Pilates. I hope you enjoyed it. Please check out more of my other videos on YouTube under Wellness by Elizabeth, and like, subscribe, and share.